Okay, so you finished the history of you. Again, the goal of that is for you, with the history you know best, to have played historian. So you know with your own life that there are different narratives, different stories you can tell. They're both authentic that you told, but they're ignoring some things and only focusing on what is of value for that particular theme. So now we're going to go into an AP US History course revision controversy. It really goes beyond this course, but you're going to see how this is done in American history. So as you look at it, as recently as July 4th, when President Trump was at Mount Rushmore, he said, our children are taught in school to hate their own country, to believe that men and women who built it were not heroes, but that they were villains. This radical view of American history is a web of lies. He wasn't talking about AP US History specifically. He's talking about really our schools and American history. You're going to jump into that debate and be able to discuss it. So first thing you need to do is you click on Start Here. I'm not going to read this to you, but you need to read every part of Start Here so you know what the assignment is. Then let me go back. What you're going to do is you're going to make a copy. This is the first link of, really, it's a guided question sheet for the document you're going to read. So you're going to, Fox News, look at number 2, that'll get your interest. Ben Carson thinks new AP US history course will make students join ISIS. This is about 4 years ago, I think, that he said that. The AP US history course had a big revision. You'll read about that took place, why it took place, became very controversial, got everybody's attention. But if you look at number 9, as late as your current book, there's a map in it that's controversial, a map that deals with immigration that's very controversial. And if you're able to and you're interested, this is a great article by the National Review about this issue. And then you have final thoughts and reflections. So this, what you will do here, you'll make a copy. It'll be your own Google Doc. You'll click on these links and read the articles. Some of the links will seem like they don't work, but they work. They just take you outside of Schoology. There was no way to embed them within Schoology. Then you will, at the end of that, you'll submit your answer no later than Monday morning. I'd love it if it's done earlier, but no later than Monday morning. And when you submit it, this is actually going to be through Turnitin. So I had you sign up. This is a change. I had you sign up for Turnitin, but Schoology embeds Turnitin within its learning management system. So right now we're ignoring what you signed up for in Turnitin, and we'll do it here. And for those of you who don't know Turnitin, obviously in the day of what I call the internet, it's kind of important that I don't want you to cut and paste or copy from each other. And so this is about originality. Check your work to make sure that all your opinions, and in this case, it is opinions. You're not going to get this from the internet. You might, this is to make sure you're not just using somebody else's answers. So it'll all be submitted in this class. By the way, you'll either submit things in handwriting or in Turnitin in most cases, so that I can check and make sure it's not being plagiarized or copied. Then when you're done with that, so that's no later than Monday morning. Earlier would be great. And if you're done earlier, go to this part where I think should be very interesting. And that is, you're going to contribute at least one post and 2 comments to a discussion we're going to have on the topic. And now this is really, I think it's an exciting thing that we can do. If we had an in-class, in-person discussion, you might have 5 or 6 people that are talking, maybe 10. Here, everybody can contribute around this issue. Your initial post can be something that you just did on the document you submitted. In other words, when you look at those questions, I'm going to be asking your opinion about stuff. So you might go like, well, this is the opinion thing I feel strongly about. And you cut and paste that, maybe modify it a little, and that's your initial post. Then you must reply to at least 2 other posts. I'd love it for more. I hope that this is a discussion like people have like in whatever, Facebook and social media. But here's the big point. It's a grown-up, non-bullying, non-trolling discussion. This is not, you do not respond dismissively, disrespectfully. You have a point. You don't attack the person making the point. You say, maybe, well, I really agree, or I think that's a good point, but I'm not sure on this issue. I agree. We have to find a way, if we can't in an AP classroom in a controlled environment, to find a way to have a civil discussion about real important issues with different opinions. I don't know how much hope there is for society. So you have to do it. And I hope this is good. I hope this is a good way to do it. But again, must be focused on the content of people's arguments. And I'll say this, overall, we can't have an environment where we have a meaningful education take place if all contrary opinions get shut down and people get scared to voice them. Because I think we're in a society where in many cases you might go, well, I don't know if I should say this, because what if nobody else agrees with me? I'm going to get blasted in responses. And so I'm just going to keep my mouth, or in this case, comment shut, and then avoid any kind of potential backlash or controversy around it. And I get that. I understand that. And it's going to be a challenge. But I would love it if we can create an environment where we can actually have a discussion about complex, nuanced ideas. It's the big theme of this class. It's the point of my primary colors illustration. Nuanced discussion. It doesn't mean all opinions are equal. It doesn't mean that there isn't truth, but we have to hear each other and then respond, or no one will be open for learning from me or from each other if we can't have this. So I hope this is a great platform where you can have a discussion that is respectful. It needs to be censored. You need to self-censor to some degree to make sure your comments are appropriate, but also open. And we'll see how it goes. But that's at least my goal. Make sure you read all the documents. Don't rely on just what I've just said in the video. You need to read all the documents and make sure you follow the steps.